welcome back to my channel. My name is Sage, and today we're going to be doing a speed paint of a skull and a snake and some flowers. It's going to be wonderful. I'll explain some stuff, like how I'm using Procreate to create this drawing that I'm drawing. Hell yeah, words. And I'm also using, mostly to lay down all the colors, I'm using the technical pen and the soft airbrush, and then to blend everything all together, I always use the gouache because I really like the gouache brush. I think it's funky fresh. And right now I'm just putting in the basics, so the low lights, the shadows, the highlights, a little bit of the midtones too, and I'm just going from there. And I'm working on the flowers, and the reason I'm adding the reds with the blues for the flowers in specific is because I just think they look nice together, and I really like shading specifically reds with purples and or blues. I just think it makes it pop because like the warm and cool tone, and the background's already green, so green is also red's complementary color, so everything just comes together. And then I think what a lovely time to bounce around, work a little bit on the leaves, work a little bit on the flowers before I go and decide, hey, you know what's even better, working on the lower part of the jaw, because I really wanted to like make it look all like gnarly looking and scary, you know, on like the bottom with ridges. We love ridges here. And here you can see me go over top of the mauve color with some greeny yellows for highlights. And the reason for that is because they're complementary colors and they're gonna bring out the best in each other. And I also add in some darker reds for some shadows because again, I just like purples and reds together. I just think they're great. And then also having like a greeny tone that can also be another color that brings out and really highlights the green. Just like you'll see in this next upcoming part, I will be shading the leaves with red tones because again, complementary colors. And then I get distracted by the rose, and I will get distracted by the roses a lot. I really love adding more and more petals to the roses. You'll see that a lot later on. They get a lot more full and full of life. I could not stop like tinkering around with them. I just absolutely love making flowers so much. I find them very difficult to do, so I love just like tinkering around and like figuring out where to place what. It's so much fun. And then here I add some more shadows to the skull. I love progressively making him more and more scary as the time goes on. And then here I'm gonna be adding in all the scales for the little snaky guy. Ooh, he's gonna be fabulous. And I'm using red, and you guessed it, it's because, you know, like the highlights are green and there's gonna be blues in here, and there's actually even yellows. Like once we go down the snake, maybe like, oh my god, where are the yellows? I use the yellows to actually shade some stuff, and it's because the shading from the yellows popped off the screen rather than having it like shaded with just the reds or just the purples. And also with scales that I put in with the technical pen, I am going in with the gouache and I am kind of just like painting over everything. And by painting over everything, I mean I'm taking like the reds that I put down with the technical pen and kind of just like mushing it around so that it looks like one, like the darker colors are on like the bottom of the scales in comparison to where the light is. And that's what I'm doing the entire the way down the snake, just going from there. I will say this though, doing the scales is so much fun to do because I can just kind of like zone out because it's just so relaxing, and I really wanted to mention that just because it's so nice. I just love it so much. That's why I love drawing snakes. And at this point I realized that I accidentally made the scales look like blueberries, but honestly I like blueberries, so it was a happy accident. And I started working on the cute little flower that I did. I have no clue what flower it is. Don't ask me any questions. It's just I wanted to make one that looked like that, and I just thought it was cute. So I was like, damn, I'm gonna color you in, and you're just gonna have a really cute energy to you. And then this is where I start working on lilies of the valley. I really like that plant. I just think they're cute and wonderful. I've seen so many cute renditions of them where tattoo artists specifically turn the little like flower part into little ghosties, and I love it so much. And then I start working on the skull again and making him look scary, and I do that by adding some more ridges to him because we love ridges, and making him look creepy and scary. Ooh, He's gonna have so much love, but also Halloween, because we love Halloween here, you know? We have pumpkins year-round here, hell yeah! Ooh, question for y'all. What's your favorite Halloween movie? Because I was just thinking about that. I don't know which one would be my favorite, because I really like Van Helsing specifically. I mean, you probably tell by my channel, I've painted like Dracula's wives before. But it's not really like a Halloween movie, but it kind of is. Like, I always watch it near Halloween because it's just, it has the energy for it, you know what I'm saying? But drop in the comments what your favorite movie, Halloween movie is, because I want to know, because there's so many to pick from. And this is where I'm working on the underbelly of the snake. I don't give him any ridges or anything like throughout the entire thing. I just wanted him to be smooth. And then I decided to work on the lower jaw, which is so much fun. And then I realized like halfway through the sides, how come like they don't look like they match up? And it's because I made one side full of ridges and the other side all smooth. So then I was like, oh, that's silly of me. So then I just made them both smooth, and then I bounced around and did some leaves and like some stems, and I added some more dark blue for shades because I just like it. And I'll actually show you. So here's my iPad. Yay! And I will show. So I'll go to canvas information, physical width and height. You can see it here, even though I think it's backwards. It's 8.3 inches by 11.7 inches. Yeah, I Googled it and I believe that's an A4 printout. And then I used 15 layers and I had 3 left. So I had 18 in total. And then my color profile was display 3, which was really exciting. Track time was, for just specifically this one, was basically 12 hours. It was 11 hours and then 59 minutes. And then my sketch that I did of this, because I do my sketch on a different canvas because I use a lot of layers. It took me like an hour and a half, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, an hour and 42 minutes. I just wanted to show y'all. Yeah, because I usually put this information up in like the beginning and with like a screen cap or like whatever, but honestly I just didn't feel like doing that in Canva this week, so you get this instead. And then you will see me get distracted by numerous things before I go back. That's correct, I go back to the rose. And the rose, specifically the top one, I'm gonna be adding in more because I wasn't really looking at any roses at all. I was just like, damn, I'm gonna draw this from my mind because I know how roses work, right? Turns out I don't know how roses work out of my head. So I googled some images and I found out, because I completely forgot, because roses, they're not supposed to be like so perfect and like beautiful. They're supposed to have like, you know, like a little bit of just like character to them, you know, like a little bit like of curves, like at like the top of the petals. And they're not supposed to be so round. They're supposed to have some edges, some ridges, if you will. So I end up adding those in, and then I think to myself, damn, this first rose is looking pretty neat, pretty funky fresh. So then I decide to do that to the bottom 2 roses as well. I decide, hey, I'm gonna add in some more petals, some more ridges, some more edges. I'll make them look full of like life and fun. I remember debating at this specific part too, should I add in like dewdrops? And then I was like, what if I made the entire thing look wet? And then I was like, okay, wait, let's like reel it in a little bit. Let's just like calm down and just continue with the petals and see where we go from there. And then I decide at the end, I don't add in any dew of any kind, but I was really thinking it. You know what I'm saying? I was really like, damn, I was considerate. Do you ever just look back at a speed paint like that you did and be like, damn, I did that? Because that's how I feel specifically at this part. Like, damn, I really made that rose. That's insane to me, man. Yeah, get it, me, let's go. And you may be like, what else could she possibly start working on? I'ma tell you, but bam, another rose. That's right, I added another one. You may be like, oh my god, another one? Yes. And you may be like, why would you do that? Because I wanted to, and that is good enough for me. So with this rose, I do the exact same thing as I do to the other ones as well. So I used the gouache to blend everything out, and I never like went into the settings and was like, I'm gonna change this gouache. Nah, I don't know how to do any of that. So I just use a regular gouache pen, and then I also use like the soft airbrush and the technical pen just to lay down all the colors, and then I go in with the gouache and I just go do. It's like I'm painting, but obviously it's digitally. hell yeah, digital painting. And then I add in like the blues and the purples for all the shadows, which is so much fun. I really enjoy doing that. And then I decide to work on the rose right beside him too, because everyone deserves to feel beautiful. I do some touch-ups on him, and we're coming up on the end of the speed paint, and I would just like to say thank you so much for watching. And I come up with a new art piece every single week and new shorts every single week as well. And if you want to see any of my links, they are all below, as well to my other social medias. And again, thank you, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye!